Alrighty, let's talk balance spells. Balance has the second highest amount, which is equal to Myth, at 9 updated spells for the Spring Test Realm. So they are Scarab, Scorpion, Locust Swarm, Spectral Blast, Gearhead Destroyer, Gear Spinner, Samoorai, Savage Paw, and Hydra. That's a lot. Some of these we're not going to be able to test out. Spectral Blast is broken. Gear Spinner, you can't even access that. Samoorai and Savage Paw are lore masters. Well, I guess I shouldn't call them lore master spells. They are lore spells, and unless you've already trained them or crafted them, you can't have access to them either. And then Gearhead Destroyer, you can purchase the Spellements for it from DCS to test out. But guess what? It says, nuh-uh, you must learn Gearhead Destroyer before you can unlock it. What? Whatever. So I'm going to show you all the ones that I have access to. So let's check out these new spell paths. And you might say, hey, these are already maxed up. Yeah, that's because I recorded the video and I left it on mute. So I'm an idiot. So now I need to re-record it. Scarab does 65 to 105 damage. The upper tier increases in damage and some accuracy, which is awesome. Come on, 95% accuracy. Woohoo. That path, the upper path, stays at 1 pip. If you choose the bottom path, it's going to cost you 2 pips because it also has an effect. Tier 2, 120 to 160 damage, a big boost, and a 10% trap on them. Tier 3, 125 to 165 damage, and the 10% trap on them. Tier 4, 130 to 170 damage, and a 15% trap on them. And Tier 5, 130 to 175 damage, and a 15% trap on them. And the accuracy stays at 85% for the lower path. Scorpion! Scorpion does 160 to 200 damage. Now, I find it interesting that they left the upper tier the same. The damage stays exactly the same no matter what tier you're on. The accuracy stays the same no matter what tier you're on. Oh, by the way, these are all 2 pips up at the top. Tier 2 gives you a 10% mantle. Tier 3 gives 15% mantle. Tier 4 gives 20% mantle. And Tier 5 gives 25% mantle. Woohoo! On the bottom path, however, it costs 3 pips for all of these, and the accuracy stays at 85%, but the damage stays the same on Tier 2, but it removes, not steals, removes a pip from the target. Tier 3, the damage actually goes up, and it removes a pip from the target. Tier 4, the damage goes up again, and removes a pip from the target. Tier 5, increases damage again, and removes a pip from the target. Locust Swarm, 245 to 305 damage. The upper path is just like the others where it's 85% accuracy, then 90, then 90 again, and 95% accuracy. The damage goes up, 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 and the last one is a set damage. It's not a variable damage like the rest. So I find that interesting. I do wish it went up from that one, at least give us like 5 or 10 or anything, something, but whatever. The bottom path, however, you take 100 damage and do 375 damage to the target. Tier 3, you take 100 damage and do 385 damage to the target. Tier 4, take 100 damage to yourself and do 395 damage to the target. Tier 5, take 100 damage, do 405 damage to the target. Yes, you can boost this up and it will not change the amount of damage you take. But this is apparently universal damage. I've only had it affect Storm Trap so far because those rotten death dudes wouldn't put a trap on me, but it used the Storm Trap. So beware, if you've got like a feint on you or something and you want to use this, then you're boosting this with whatever traps are on you. I think it only uses 1 school, but I don't know if it also uses a universal one. You know what, I might test this out again and use a feint. Yeah. I will test this out again and use a feint on them so that there's a trap on me, and then hopefully they'll trap me, and I want to see if this uses both of those traps and kills me. And yeah, we'll see about that. Alrighty, Gearhead Destroyer, you can't have access to it, but I'll tell you about it anyway. 335 to 405 damage. By the way, in Live Realm, you can get this as a treasure card. Just saying. Gearhead Destroyer and Gear Spinner are both available as a treasure card in Live Realm at this moment. The upper path, 4 pips, increasing in accuracy and increasing in damage. The lower path, however, stays the same at 4 pips, stays the same at 85% accuracy, but the damage went way down, 150 to 210 damage, balance damage. There's a reason why I say that in just 1 second. I'm sure you can see it by now. And then you push a DOT off of you onto them and steal a heal over time. I'm assuming you can still push a DOT off of you if they don't have a heal over time. And I'm guessing you can steal a heal over time even if you don't have a damage over time. But I can't test it out. So yeah, no one can test this out. Unless we figure out where this comes from, unless there's a special pack out right now, or blah, 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 you know, we don't know. Now, the reason why I specified balance damage over here is because they made a boo-boo on this card. Tier 3 does 185 damage and 1 universal. I think it's supposed to be like 215, maybe, because this is 210, this is 220. So we'll just guess, maybe 215 balance damage. This one's just a little bit messed up. Maybe this is what it was originally at, and then they adjusted it. I don't know, because I didn't check out the balance spells before today. So who knows? Maybe people like, you know, Wizard101 spoilers and Atmoplex know, but I don't. I'm just sad I wasted all that gold buying these SPELLEMENTs and I can't unlock it. Hope they don't do that anymore. But push the DOT, steal the HOT, tier 4, 160 to 220 balance damage. Push the DOT, steal the HOT, tier 5, 170 to 230 damage. Push the DOT, steal the HOT. Yeah, you can boost these up, of course, because it's damage. The damage that it does has nothing to do with these variables here. Spectral Blast. Alrighty, if you're anything like me, this is like way too much for your eyeballs, so I will try and make this as simple as possible. So Spectral Blast currently does damage with fire or ice or storm. If you pick the upper tier, that's what it continues to do, and you just get increasing of the accuracy and increasing of the damage. Pretty straightforward, right? Right. Yeah, I just realized that this is actually 5 pips down here. That sucks. But whatever. It is a different sort of damage though. I think this is variable damage in either of the 3. Yeah, I know that's yellow, but I don't know why they decided to do red, blue, and yellow instead of red, blue, and purple. Whatever. I'm not the one who designs these things. So it does variable damage, 415 to 620 in either fire, ice, or storm damage, plus 160 additional damage if the target has a negative charm or a negative ward on it, max of 1. Okay, so it's not too bad. You do some damage in one of those schools, and then you do more damage if they have like a weakness or a trap, something like that. Pretty simple, so you can trap them. I mean, your balance, hello. Or weakness, your balance, hello. That's like your specialty, you know what I'm saying? I love that stuff. I love playing as balance. I love playing as all wizards. I'm getting off track. Tier 3, it does more damage, does the same potential hit if they have negative charm, negative ward, maximum of 1. Now, the reason why that's important is because the last tier you get a max of 2 that you can use, but we'll get to that. Tier 4, more damage, same variable if they meet the requirements. Tier 5, more damage, same damage amount, except now it's a max of 2, so I think it's possible if, just say, you put a trap and a weakness on them and then cast this, because they both cost 0 pips. And then it could do up to 320 additional damage. Yeah, so this tier 5 right here could end up being, that's like almost 700 plus 320. This is over 1,000 with 5 pips. So, yes, please. And the bottom tier is exactly the same as what I told you for the middle tier. Same pip cost, same accuracy, same damage, same potential additional damage, but the only difference is this one is if they have a charm or a ward. So if they've got a blade, they've got a shield, you're good to go. Personally, I would definitely pick the middle tier because I can control this. You don't know how hard it is for me to show off these spells with these requirements that, I mean, mobs and bosses, they do these like every single day, but for some reason when I'm trying to show off a spell where I need a blade or I need a DOT or I need a stupid trap on me, they refuse to do it. Oh my gosh, sometimes I gotta go do world searching just for this. Sometimes I just log on to my second account just so that I can know for a fact I'm gonna get a DOT, I'm gonna get a weakness, I'm gonna get a blade, whatever. It's ridiculous. Next! Alrighty, the only reason why I have any access to these SPELLEMENT paths is because the Atmoplex posted them on Twitter. So first up is Savage Paw, a lore spell. I've got to train myself to stop calling them lore master spells, you know what I'm saying. Alright, it does 500 damage, and I'm guessing it's a blade it gives you. I don't have any of my wizards trained in the spell. I haven't crafted it, so I have no idea. But I'm guessing it says 25 to the next outgoing damage. Isn't that a blade? Pretty sure. And then tier 2 gives you 10 more damage and the same blade. Tier 3, more damage, same blade. Tier 4, more damage, same blade. Tier 5, more damage, same blade. It's awesome. Next is Samoorai. Okay, yeah, this one I really like. And I would stock up on those treasure cards now, if you know what I mean. Actually, I don't know how this is going to affect the crafting from Grady. I don't know. So also, if I were you, just in case, buy the spell. I don't know. I'm assuming you can still craft this. I'm guessing. I don't know. I really don't know how that's going to work. I haven't actually asked. I guess I should ask them. I'm rambling. Samoorai does 460 to 540 damage. Tier 2, however, we start getting weird. It does 460 to 540 damage, which is the same as tier 1, but it gives the target and the caster a pip. I think that's awesome. Tier 3 does more damage and gives the target and the caster a pip. Tier 4 does more damage and gives the target and the caster a pip. And Tier 5 does even more damage and gives the target and the caster a pip. By the way, that thing's like maxed out on the numbers here, at least at 650. Yeah, if you put a 300 epic on that, that's almost 1,000. Yes. Gear Spinner is broken. They only show 540 damage, which is basically what's on the treasure card. So, yeah, that's it. I don't know if they haven't decided or if they kind of forgot. Oopsie, we didn't fill that in, but that's what you can see. It does nothing at this point. That's the end of that. And finally, Hydra. Oh boy. Yeah. But it's not as complicated as it looks, I promise. It's just really full card. Okay, so Hydra is already one of my favorite balance spells just because it does all three. Just like Chimera, where it does life, death, and myth damage. Anywho, I love the and spells more than I love the or spells. You know what I'm saying. So, it does damage in fire, ice, and storm, but as we all know, they usually don't last that long. Usually one of those kills them first. Yeah. Let's just start with the top path and work our way down because once you get through the top one, it's just different requirements. So, on the top path, the damage goes down a little bit, but there is a chance to do 230 more fire damage if the target has a ward. Tier 3, 215 of each of those schools, and 235, so that went up a little bit, potential fire damage if they have a ward. 220 damage in each of those schools, and then 245 potential damage if they have a ward. 230 damage in all of those schools, and 255 potential fire damage if the target has a ward. Now here's the easy part. The middle tier and the lowest tier are exactly the same, except the school of damage changes. The middle and the lower tier, all of the numbers are exactly the same. But what changes is the middle tier is a potential damage for ice school if the target has a blade. Tier 3, it does a little bit more damage on each school and a little bit more on the potential damage if they have a charm. Same thing with Tier 4, all of those requirements if the target has a charm, and same thing with Tier 5. The lowest tier, however, it does a potential for additional storm damage if the caster has a DOT. See, the problem that I always had with these icons is that this is so small, you can't see that it clearly looks like, you know, a clock face behind it. You can't. All you see is a fist with red. But now we know what those are. So this means caster, this means DOT. If the caster has a DOT, it does this much more damage. And goes increasing for the potential damage and the initial damage on all of these. So I really like this Hydra. Unfortunately, none of these are something that you can control, like basically a negative. Those are my preferred ones because I can control that. I can put a negative on somebody and then I can take advantage of that. So yeah, there's Hydra. Let's test these out. Yes, let's boost up the Locust Swarm. So now you can see I still do 100 damage to myself and now it's doing 517. So now let's see if it uses both of those. Don't you dare fizzle. Alrighty. Is it going to use both of them or just one? So first it hits me. You butt. Whew. Okay, it is proven. Beware. I know it's not that much damage, but, you know, when you first get this, you're pretty low level. Take that, sucker. Alright, steal that pip. No, not steal it, just wreck it. Zap it. Make it go bye-bye. Oh, they're so beautiful. So beautiful. I'm sorry if you don't like glowing spells, but I adore them. J'adore, j'adore. Ha ha ha. Ooh, for 2 pips, 360 to 400. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I love the coloration of this. I know it's not really supposed to be that color, but... And, by the way, there's the trap. Oh, look at that. They've got a blade, even though they have only 39 health. Let's kill. Kill, kill, kill. Because it's so rewarding. As I said, fire gets all the fun because they always cast in the exact same order. Goodbye. Poor Storm over there never gets anything to do. Ha ha ha, look at that. You couldn't even kill me. Thanks so much for checking out the use of these balance spells. Unfortunately, I can only show off 4 of them to you because of the fact that, well, Spectral Blast is broken, so I can't upgrade that to test it out. Gear Spinner, who knows how to get that thing. Same thing with Gearhead Destroyer. You got the Spellements, but you can't do anything with it because you can't learn it. Savage Paw and Samoorai were not learned by this balance wizard yet, so she doesn't have access to those lore spells. So right now all you get is Scarab, Scorpion, Locust Swarm, and Hydra. But if they decide to let us upgrade those and or fix Spectral Blast and give DCS some spellements for us, then I will show that off as well. But until then, thanks so much for checking this out, and we'll see you in the next one. Go Test Realm! You betcha.